Hello everyone and welcome to a video that I'm shooting with my kit lens and my Comica Boom XU, whatever it was called, Comica Boom XU, I was actually right, microphone, which is placed here, and my kit lens, as I said before, it's a 15 to 45 millimeter kit lens for the Canon M50, and I decided to use it today because I don't use it too much, and I think it's missing out. I think I am missing out, that's what I'm going to say. I am missing out because even though the aperture isn't as big and the focus in the background is not really there, it's not too much a problem for vlog. In fact, it's sometimes even better for showing things. Plus, using the light I have here above and upping the brightness just a little bit to compensate for the lower aperture actually makes for a good image in the end. You know, not too noisy, not too dark, even in this low light, you know, indoor environment. And so that's pretty great. And yeah, today I have something to show you, which is I've met an old friend again, a very good old friend of mine, and we've talked for a long while, and it's been going super well, and I've had a lot of fun, and I'm super glad to be back in touch with that friend. It's my good friend Cinema 4D, a program, an animation program, a 3D program. It's not necessarily animation, it's 3D in general, and there's a long story to it, and long story short, I'm now back to it, which I wasn't in years, and it felt super good. And I also know that this time in this video I will know how to use the B-roll, so keep that in mind, watch out for it as I pull some videos into the timeline while I'm talking to show you something that will support the storyline, that will make my points clear, and that will give you supplements, you know, to what I'm talking about. And I will know this time which B-roll I'm going to use, which is my old animations and probably some recordings I've done while animating to show you how I've been working, my workflow back then when I was 15 years old and liked Minecraft and slowly got off the gaming scene and into the animation scene simply because I stopped liking gaming and started loving the whole creative aspect that I forced myself to forget, which I couldn't. And now I'm back with the 3D stuff, and this time of course, this time not Minecraft anymore, but definitely 3D stuff. And while it is, well, cat stuff this time, because back then I wasn't into cats yet. When I was 15 or 14, and I did those Minecraft animations for a while. And long story short, as I said, let's get to the point. I will show you what I did today. It's nothing crazy, but it is the start of something not necessarily new, but something that I feel I was supposed to continue in my life, or that I'm supposed to pursue. So let me turn the camera here and show you guys what I've been doing today, which is here you have the animation, right? Not animation. Here you have Cinema 4D, and the recent file is called First Time Using Cinema 4D Again, 8th of January 2021, which is today. So we're the 8th. And what I did, obviously, was a cup. Well, that's not obvious, but that I put Introvert on it, that's obvious. My first individual self-made cup that I modeled in here. And, you know, it's just crazy how much better I've gotten with the light. Well, not without doing anything. No, I did do something, but without doing anything in Cinema 4D, without doing anything 3D related. With all the stuff that I've learned from photography recently, and in general from drawing, it's just, you know, since I was 15 and I didn't know about any of it, it's just, still I'm struggling, of course, and still it's not super nice and all, but like I can follow videos so much better when people are explaining about also camera aspects like focal length and all that, and lighting, and just in general the studio setup and whatnot, and it's just in composition and the artistical concepts. It's just really great, honestly, and I was so positively surprised to find out about that. Also, by the way, I'm recording my video at a 130 shutter speed since I have a lower aperture, and that I'm compensating for it, so I'm going to be curious if you can notice that, and if you did notice that before I was telling you about it, or if I forgot that myself, for example, now listening back to that video, because if I do, then that's perfect, then that's great, because 150, look at that, guys, 130 of the shutter speed lets in much more light than 150. Oh wait, well, you can't see that right now because, and also it starts those flares, whatever, on the screen, so that's not good as well. But especially since the ISO is on automatic, I can't change that right now, but you know, it'll introduce more noise. So here you go, right? So we don't have that too much with the 130 put, and that is great. You know, you do see lots of motion blur. That's normal. Now we're at 150 again, and here is 130, and then at 125 it gets very noticeable. Well, yeah, it's starting to stutter. This is like maybe for low light scenes if you desperately need some light and you can skimp on the quality there. Anyways, we are back with rendering and back with 3D, and here's now Introvert. This is what I started with, I think. You know, you see I already figured some things out and did better in tutorials and whatnot, so these are like pretty much failures. You really can't do anything with these. While it gets more interesting with the new setup, but that I realized wasn't working well. And here now is the first time it actually went well, and I actually did, you know, if you can just ignore this backside here, this random light here, the shiny stuff just on the mug itself is like super nice, super good, and also I'm actually really happy with that design. It's supposed to be an Introvert cup, you know, like with this healing sort of vibe that it should shine off. Oh, come on, man. That it should give off, I think. And his base main color, you know, that yellow, and that you would take this for your morning tea, like morning green tea or something. I would like that cup, honestly, but it's just a quick idea I had, you know, nothing special, so yeah, just to have a render, right? And then what also is so fascinating is that here I had the camera put to a 35mm focal length, where you can see that it's pretty squashed, you know, pretty stretched, not very round if you compare it to this where we had 50mm, and the shape just being represented so much better. Like 50mm is an awesome focal length for those round shapes and also faces in general, because it's so much more flattening and the shape is just so much better. So I would say this is the best render so far. I just couldn't figure out, you know, I wasn't working too long because I gotta wake up, you know. My grandparents still don't know about my 3D intentions, about animation intentions, so they're gonna wake me up at 9, so I can't afford to keep working on this until 6 a.m. in the morning. But I wish to do that again. This shall be my life, you know, figuring out renderings and getting better. And here's something else. Here's an experiment again, where it has to raise the ISO. What we can also do is lower the aperture again by zooming out and then closing in with the camera, so we have less noise. And yeah, this is like with edge lights that I added in the back, as you can see, to reinforce the edges. And I don't know what that green shape, where that comes from, but you know, it's what it is. And for his first day, I'm just so happy to also implement my own drawings and my own style already. I am really glad about that, and it's such a fantastic feeling. And as you can see, I'm still starting out. My diary for my 3D notebook is now starting out. Kisekai, however you pronounce that, was an animation meme I wanted to do once. I should maybe continue work on this one day, because it was nice, and I tried to make a diary too. That was from exactly 1 year ago. This was one day after my birthday, when I was 19, and at least now for me I can say, if I did nothing else until my 20th birthday from now on, I could say I did some 3D, I redid it, you know, I have Cinema 4D again. I'm following my roots, following what I truly like to do, to make, and I'm happy doing it. I already noticed, like, I could do this every day, creating pictures and making something out of nothing in the creative way is like a blessing. And yeah, so there's a lot to fill here with the 3D stuff, and I'm very glad I can do it. So happy that I do. Yeah. So much for that, guys. This is truly what fulfills me. At least I feel so right now. Maybe that is maybe some excitement, for some current excitement comes simply from the fact that I did it again after a long time. But it just feels so right, and I will implement, you know, I will connect I'll connect my animation skills and my lighting skills and my photography skills, which are all going to be not, super good each, all rather amateur or maybe some advanced amateur. But when I combine them together, it should give something unique that might have the look to be professional. So that's what I'm hoping. And, to incorporate 3D with 2D and bring them together and add cinematography with it. I don't know, all the stuff I'm going to learn, which is creative, which has to do with image and storytelling. So I need to dig into storytelling as well. I did that when I was younger. Even wrote my book. I wrote a big book once, Warrior Cats related, a fan story, but it was like nearly 500 pages long. So yeah, there's that. And I'm just super happy to have found this, back on this path again, and yeah. Maybe I can go into more detail when it comes to my past and how I got into animation in the first place, and just in general my journey, but that is not the main point of this video. The main point is that I'm back. I'm back, hell yes. And I've also tried out this kit lens, which I think I might use more because it's actually amazing with the zoom. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and I need to head to bed, even though I don't want to head to bed, which is an amazing sign. I missed that from the past, because I remember at the best of my days, I would even hate going to sleep, absolutely hate. When I was forced to go to sleep at like 6 a.m. in the morning, because if I went even later, then first of all, I would have trouble falling asleep because it was day, right? The middle of the day, plus with my parents, that couldn't pass, and I did have to get some sleep, so yeah. And now I'm starting to be in the same place again, and that is awesome. Really awesome. So yeah. Let's see each other again, guys, sometime very soon. Thank you for watching.